Hey, I was thinking, and so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. But first, how are you doing? As for me, I don't feel that great. I'm not feeling that great. But I wanted to come on here because I didn't want this weekend to go by without me sharing my highlight. And even though the weekend isn't over, I'm pretty sure this is the highlight of my weekend. My high school, my alma mater, Collinwood High School, is closing at the end of the school year. And so this weekend, they allow alumni to walk through one last time. And so I walked through those doors on Friday afternoon. Now, mind you, let me say this. If you've ever gone to Collinwood and seen this building, it's a beautiful building. It's been there for over 100 years. It was an old existing school, but it's massive. And the staircase to walk to the front door is massive, kind of like Rocky in the movie. It's not that many stairs, but it's a lot. And so I walked up the stairs one last time, walked through the front door, and as I looked down the hall on either side of me were cases full of trophies from years past. So I went looking from 1985 to 1988. Those were the years that I was part of the track team, and we we had a lot of trophies. So I just wanted to see if any of them were still being displayed. But as I walked down the hall, I saw my homeroom. I saw where I took English. I saw my science room, my math room. I saw the area where the guys used to stand on the wall and watch the girls go by. And I remember having a crush on this guy when I was in the 10th grade. And so I would walk by looking at him, giving him the side eye or looking at him through my peripheral as I walked by, like just thinking, are you ever going to notice me? It wasn't until I got grown that he did, but that's neither here or there. That I remember walking towards the stairwell, and it was another group of guys. Now, this was my freshman year, and these guys, I had a crush on one of them too. And I remember, I would walk that way and look for them every time I walked by, but just silliness. But it was something because those years were foundational for me. Those were the years that my confidence got boosted. I was an athlete, I was a scholar, and I did well in both. And so, it just definitely helped me believe in myself and my abilities. I walked around the first floor and saw where I took French. Went past the principal's office. Now, mind you, I was not that type of student that spent a lot of time in the principal's office, but I was there at least one time. And that is when I got suspended. Yeah. I don't know if I told this story before or not, but I was in the 10th grade and I went on a field trip with the booster team. They were going to Wilberforce for their homecoming dance. And I mean, what a great experience to be a sophomore in high school and go to a HBCU's homecoming. And so that's what we were doing. Someone on this trip decided to bring some wild Irish rose. And for some reason, I made the choice to drink some of it. Now, mind you, I'm 15. One, too young. Two, I hadn't eaten. So it was not a good combination. And all I remember is walking through the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity's home. They had a house on campus and they had pizza on the stove. I grabbed a slice, I ate it. And the next thing I remember is two guys picking me up from my face being in the toilet. Needless to say, I missed homecoming. I ended up staying with some lady who wasn't going for whatever reason, and we just sat and watched TV. But I can tell you a good thing that came from that, my friendship with Latina. If you know Latina Brooks, she has her PhD in nursing, and it is not surprising because she is a caregiver. Because on that trip, she took care of me because I was not good at all the entire trip. But yeah, so that was that. The only other time I got in trouble at school, and it wasn't even my fault. And honestly, we had just graduated, so we weren't even high school students anymore. But the honors class, after graduation, we went out to eat and we were arrested. I'll have to tell that story another time. I don't want this video to get too long. But yeah, we were arrested on graduation night. So those were the only two times that I really got in trouble. My principal, he loved me. And, one, because I was a good student, and two, I was an athlete. Like, I was the only person, only high school student that represented the U.S. in the friendship race that was held in Russia. We ran with all these communist countries, and it was a great experience, but I kind of put our high school on the map, and yeah, it was wonderful. But as I walked those halls, I just could not help but to go back through my memories of the people that I spent a lot of those times with. The foolishness, the games, all of it. The teachers. I had the teacher. I remember my teacher who convinced me that I should be an engineer. I didn't even know what an engineer was or what they did, but it sounded good. And I was good in math and science, so I'm like, why not, right? And here I am now with two engineering degrees. But it was just wonderful to walk through there and be taken back to almost 40 years ago. It's kind of similar to music. Like, I love music. I was just telling someone this today. Like, I love music. I used to listen to it all day long. I would wake up to gospel, go to bed to my R&B slow jams, and throughout the day, whatever I decided to play. But I don't listen to it as much now because I'm trying to do things that's going to expand my mind a little bit more. And so I'm doing my master class subscription that someone bought me for Christmas, and then, reading books, things of that nature. So I don't do music as much. I still listen to it, but just not as long as I used to. But the beautiful thing about music is that it will take you back to whatever day and time that song came out. So when I hear a song, I'm reminded of who I was then, who I was with, what I was doing, like all the things, right? And so that's the beauty of music, because it does it without permission. It just takes you back. And that's how I felt when I went through those halls at Collinwood. I was just taken back to almost 40 years ago. Now, mind you, I went there alone. There were other people from other classes, and they all had their memories, and we're all walking together, just, thinking about our high school years. Thousands of people walked through those buildings and graduated, and it was wonderful. I even went to the graduation ceremony that evening. As an alumni, we supported those 33 students who graduated. That's probably why the school is closing, because it was only 33 students. But of those 33, I saw on the wall that 25 were going to college. And a lot of them were going to HBCUs. So I was pretty excited to see that too. But it was just wonderful to be there to celebrate one last time, to walk those halls, to go to the auditorium, to go to the bathroom, right? Just little things that took me back to when I was that little kid. Took me back to a time when I thought about what would I say to myself at that age. I think about those types of things often, and those are the things that I say to my Raggedies or to my nieces and nephews, because we don't have wisdom when we're those teens. We don't know any better. We think we do, but we really don't. But I just, sat there thinking about, like, wow, look where I am now and where I was then. It's just amazing. But nonetheless, that was the highlight of my weekend. What about you? What's the highlight of your weekend? Maybe it hasn't happened yet. I don't know. But what are you up to? Anything good? As for me, that was the highlight. That's probably all that I'm doing. Like I said, I don't feel the best. And so I just want to relax for the rest of the day and probably the weekend, or the holiday weekend. So tomorrow as well. But yeah, what's going on with you? What's going on? All right, I'm going to go now, but know that I love you. All righty? Take care. Bye-bye.